As a child, I was taught not to ask adults questions. Can anybody relate to that? I was told to stay out of grown folks' business and mind your own business. But a sad reality is we have been taught not to question God. And oftentimes when people come into the churches, if they ask a question that goes against the tradition of that church, they are often looked down upon, negated, and not even heard. And in return, that person leaves and goes somewhere else where they are heard and where they are respected. So I believe that God would not be God if he were intimidated by our questions from our limited, finite minds. God said, I want you to ask me a question. No one knows the Bible in and out. No one can interpret it exactly like it's supposed to be interpreted. Your interpretation is not the only way. This interpretation is not the only way. You know, you're in good biblical company when you ask questions. You're in good company. In Genesis 3, Satan asked the question, did God really say that? Cain asked the question, am I my brother's keeper? Job said, if a man dies, shall he live again? Abraham asked him, why do you destroy the righteous with the wicked? Moses asked the Lord, why would you bring the people out and not be able to bring them back in? David asked God, why do the heathens rage and the wicked imagine vain things? Job said, if I knew where I could find him, I would arise and ask him some questions. Jeremiah, he asked a question and said, is there a balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Jesus even asked a question. He said, why hast thou forsaken me? Peter said, Lord, to whom shall we go? Paul said, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. Paul said, if God be for us, these are questions. If God be for us, who can be against us? So if Paul can ask a question, if Peter can ask a question, if Jesus can ask a question, if David can ask a question, if Moses can ask a question, if Abraham can ask a question, if Job can ask a question, who am I to think that I cannot ask a question to find out what God is trying to say to me? And when I ask a question, I don't want your answer. I want to know what God says. And if you give me an answer, show me what God says pertaining to your answer so I can see it the way you see it.
Thank you for watching the video. Tune in Sundays, 9:30 a.m. Central Time to view our channel. Take a second and hit that like button, and don't forget to share it with all of your friends and family. My name is Brandon Holt, minister to the Connect Church of Christ, and I look forward to meeting you. God bless.